Today we will discuss about SIC. What is short interval control SIC? SIC is a structured process for identifying and acting on opportunities to improve production efficiency and effectiveness. It engages teams to review performance data multiple times during their shift. It is a factory floor process that engages team members to review performance data 3 or 4 times within their shift to assess where they need to focus their efforts to improve performance. SIC as a Kaizen process. SIC encourages teams to work together for regular, incremental improvements in manufacturing. Real-time data is used for frontline decision-making, driving significant performance improvements. Teams are trained to collect, analyze, and react to this data in order to drive significant performance improvement from the factory floor. In our experience, manufacturing processes can make significant improvements in OEE, overall equipment effectiveness, when effectively implementing SIC, such as a site with 60% OEE improving to 60% OEE in under 3 months and to 75% OEE within 2 years. A successful implementation of SIC will have the following benefits. Increased OEE by focusing on immediate and relevant losses within the shift. Increased effectiveness by utilizing high-quality data at its source to drive decision-making. Fast pace of improvement, localized focus increases the pace of improvements. Improved employee engagement, teams gain significant control over how the line is run. Key steps in SIC. Looking back to the just completed interval. Review previous losses. Assess previous actions. Looking ahead to the next interval. Identify risks. Decide actions. Benefits of successful SIC implementation. Increased OEE, focus on immediate losses within the shift. Improved effectiveness, utilizing high-quality data for decision-making. Fast pace of improvement, localized focus increases pace. Enhanced employee engagement, teams gain control over operations. Key elements for successful SIC. Skilled and motivated team members. Supportive leadership. High quality, accurate data for identifying losses. Using data to drive SIC. Importance of good quality data. Good quality data is absolutely essential for an effective short interval control (SIC) process, especially since the actions taken are directly triggered by the data. Best practices are: automatic data collection is preferred as it is more accurate. Tabular information is best for capturing the current state. Trended information is best for gaining historical perspective. Data must reflect the SIC review period. Shift-based data does not have sufficient granularity. Data must accurately identify all significant forms of loss. Reference the 6 big losses. Real-time data is strongly preferred to tighten the action-to-results feedback loop. When working with poor quality data, the worst-case scenario is that the team will spend their time reviewing the wrong losses, identifying the wrong actions, and potentially may make performance worse. Even in a best-case scenario, the team will spend an unnecessary amount of time processing, collating, and verifying data before getting into the value-added part of the SIC review, identifying actions. Accuracy. Based on real-world experience across a broad spectrum of companies, manual systems significantly understate downtime, typically by 20% to 40%. With automatic rundown detection, downtime accuracy can approach 100%. Small stops and slow cycles. For most equipment, it is impossible to manually track small stops and slow cycles. This means that a great deal of potentially useful information about runtime behavior is simply lost. Less paperwork. With automated data collection, the operator spends less time on paperwork and more time focused directly on the equipment, less time collecting data and more time acting on it. Real-time data. Automated data collection provides results in real time, enabling faster response and better control over the improvement process. Manual versus automatic data collection. Either manual or automated data collection can be used to drive the SIC process. Manual data collection is most effective in the early stages as it provides a first-hand connection between actions by team members and results, improved performance. On the other hand, there are numerous and compelling benefits to automated data collection as outlined in the following table. Conducting SIC review meetings. The short interval control (SIC) process is driven by SIC review meetings, which are short, highly focused, and time-boxed. They are intense bursts of focused energy. The focus of these meetings is on one thing: developing a set of actions that will rapidly improve production. Some best practices for SIC review meetings are: focused team composition. Focused team of 3 or 4 people, lead operator, maintenance person, engineer, line supervisor. Empowered participants. All participants are empowered to take direct actions on the manufacturing process. Meeting duration, 5 to 10 minutes. Preferred duration is 5 minutes, absolutely no longer than 10 minutes. Location, near the manufacturing process, takes place at or near the manufacturing process, usually as a stand-up meeting. Focus on process constraint. Bottleneck focuses on improving performance of the process constraint, the bottleneck. Setting realistic performance targets. Sets realistic 4-part meeting agenda. 1. Review previous losses. Compare performance against previous targets. Identify top losses. Assess benefit of action for each loss. 2. Assess previous actions. Effectiveness of previous actions. Need for further action or escalation. 3. Identify next risks. Conditions affecting performance. Preparatory actions. 4. Decide next actions. Prioritize issues. Select and allocate resources. Set performance target. Implementing SIC, a simplified roadmap. Step 1. Identify pilot area. In this step, the target area for the pilot SIC program is selected. The ideal pilot area will have the following characteristics. Deficiencies in performance. The area has known opportunities for improvement. Prospective team members who are open to new ideas, eager to improve and work well together. A leader that will actively drive the process and focus the team. Existing infrastructure for generating accurate real-time performance and loss data. Step 2. Identify loss metrics. Identify the core metrics that will be used to identify losses and drive the SIC process. For most companies, the de facto gold standard for manufacturing performance data is measuring OEE, overall equipment effectiveness, with an additional breakdown of OEE loss categories into the 6 big losses and a detailed breakdown of OEE availability losses into downtime reasons. If equipment is not the most significant driver for improved manufacturing performance, identify an alternate loss metric to drive effective decision-making within the SIC process. For example, a process that is highly labor-orientated may use a labor per unit produced metric. A process that suffers from heavy yield losses may use a yield by zone or yield by area metric. Step 3. Verify data accuracy and quality. SIC teams use performance data to drive their actions, so it is essential that this data is accurate. To verify that the data collection system is effective, independently verify performance data for a minimum of 4 SIC intervals, preferably across a range of shifts and products. Key data points to verify include total quantity produced, reject quantity produced, downtime minutes and reasons, overall equipment effectiveness, calculated from the above plus the ideal cycle time. Step 4. Create tracking tool. Create a simple way of capturing data and actions during SIC review meetings. This can be a printed form, a spreadsheet, a whiteboard, a flip chart, anything that works for the team. Before using the first version of the tracking tool with the team, ensure that each member of the team tests the document through several SIC intervals to ensure that it is easy to follow and easy to complete. It is normal to make changes to the tracking tool before settling on a layout that works best for the team. Step 5. Train team and start review meetings. In order for an SIC process to be effective, the team needs to understand the intent as well as the mechanics of the SIC process. A recommended approach to implementing SIC from the perspective of the SIC champion, typically a middle or upper management person who has been trained and mentored on the SIC process, is as follows. 1. Brief the team on the goals of the SIC process and how it can help the team get better results, and the role this has in the company becoming a stronger and better competitor. 2. Personally demonstrate the SIC process to the team and lead the process for the first week. This creates a benchmark for what the process should look like for the entire team. 3. After the first week, have the line supervisor lead the process while you observe. Allow the line supervisor to run reviews completely free of any interruptions from you. After each review, provide constructive coaching tips in one-on-one sessions. Repeat this process until you are confident that the line supervisor is ready to operate without ongoing supervision. 4. Schedule a series of weekly and then monthly drop-in reviews to provide further coaching and to seek feedback on how well the SIC process is operating. Step 6. Sustain progress through audits. The secret to creating a sustainable process is regularly auditing the process with the intent of identifying and reinforcing great behavior. In order to create a sustainable process, both middle management and upper management have an important role to play. Middle management should audit at least 3 or 4 review meetings every week, an investment of less than an hour per week to help guarantee the success of a program that will continually drive improvements in production performance. Upper management should audit the SIC program 1 month after starting and then on an ongoing monthly or quarterly basis. The goal is to help ensure that the program remains effective. Review and fine-tune the SIC process, including what data is collected, how it's recorded, and how actions are reviewed. Provide ongoing feedback and coach